Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back in the studio again with another great episode for you guys. And you already know who I got with me. It's Mr. 1-3, but unfortunately right now he had his wisdom teeth pulled out, so his mouth is a little sore. So we're just gonna keep a real simple conversation with you guys today, and so yeah, with all that being said, I'm just gonna dive right into it. And for today's conversation, I want to talk about something that I feel that I have applied to my life big time, and I shared on the show with you guys, but we never really dived into it too much, so I felt it'll probably be something good to dive into. So what I want to talk about today is the Four Agreements. The Four Agreements is an amazing book written by Miguel Ruiz. Sorry if I said your name wrong, Miguel. But Miguel wrote this amazing book to pretty much help people, stop the self-limiting beliefs that rob the joy and create the needless suffering, and really just help people get out of their head and really just help go through life a lot easier. And the Four Agreements are just some small agreements that I feel that if we learn how to apply them in our day-to-day lives, we can really learn how to set ourselves free and just loosen up the stress and the strangles and the things that we feel are holding us down, and really start to just enjoy life for what it is instead of for what we expect it to be. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Like I said, it's not going to be a long episode, ladies and gentlemen. Something nice and quick for you. But let's start off with one of the first agreements. So one of the first agreements is be impeccable with your word. So what does that mean to you? When I hear the word impeccable, that pretty much to me means be a man of your word. So if you say you're going to do something, you should do it. So whatever that is too. So it kind of works both ways. If you tell somebody, yes, I will be there at 8, be there at 8. Don't be there at 8:30, because that person is waiting for you to be there at 8. And you not being impeccable with your word now just made this person look at you a little differently. You just lost a little bit of respect points because you can't be there on time. Of course, we do have people out there that their pattern is always late. And after a while, you start to notice, definitely me personally, when somebody is always breaking their word or never on time to where they say they are, I have to, one, adjust to them. But two, it also makes me look at them differently, knowing that I can't call this person to be here because they're going to take 2 hours to get here when they told me they'll be here at this time. So I'm not going to reach out to that person. So, one thing I just always want to focus on, just do what you say you're going to do. Be the person you say you want to be. And on top of that, I want to go back to when you say be impeccable with your word. I feel that a lot of us use our words too loosely. We just throw out things out there such as, you never tried a new food before and you're going to say, oh, I don't like it. And it's like, yo, bro, you just throwing out these negative words saying that you don't like something that you never even tried. So now what happened is your body's going to be impeccable to your word, and it's going to not like it when you actually eat it. Or on top of that, you'll say, oh, I'll never do that again. But then you go out and you cheat again, or you do whatever the negative thing that you say you'll never do again. And you're not being impeccable with your word when you're doing that. You're being contradicting now. So it's like you need to learn to really control the words. If you made a promise that you didn't want to keep, maybe you should have stopped giving out all these false promises. You keep saying you do this, do that, and you never do it. You're not being impeccable with your word. You're making your word less and less valuable. And then one thing it takes me back to is all my people out there in New York that listen to the old New York rap. One thing they always say is word is bond. And it took me a while to understand that, but it makes sense to the idea that when you give your word, bro, that's bond. You just made a unwritten contract. You know what I'm saying? So hold your word up. Hold yourself up to your word. Word is bond. And you don't want to break that bond. You break your word, you're breaking your bond. Some of the best mafia movies, what do they always say? All I have is my word, my balls, and I break them for nobody. So let's be impeccable with our words. Okay? Point number 2, don't make any assumptions. And I feel this one correlates with being impeccable with your word to the fullest, because a lot of people give us our word, and unfortunately we assume that they're going to keep their word. And one thing we have to learn how to do is stop making assumptions, definitely in life in general. You can't go to work assuming that you're going to get that raise today. Because what happens? You walk around the whole day expecting to get that raise, and if you don't get that raise, by the end of the day, you're pissed off because your assumptions didn't come true. We have to stop. It's okay to believe, it's okay to have faith, but you can't assume that this will happen. You can't put it down, you can't write it down, you can't put this in concrete that this will happen. So you assuming is like putting that in concrete in your heart. And when the thing doesn't happen that you assume will happen, all it does is break you. So that kind of leads me to the mindset of try to live a little more free, be a little more loose, bend but never break, so be flexible with your ideas, with your mindsets, with other people, with your thoughts of other people, don't assume that this person's always going to be like this, be flexible with that thought that, this person does have the ability to change. So let's stop making assumptions. Let's stop assuming that, this shoe is going to drop on this day, or how many times you went somewhere assuming your favorite food is going to be at that restaurant. It's not there and you lose your mind, So let's stop making assumptions. Let's verify some things. There's nothing wrong with verifying. There's nothing wrong with calling ahead to see that, yes, they do have seating, or, inside that email you sent to work, verifying the options or what you have to do to make sure you get the job done correctly. Because when you assume, a lot of times you waste work. You know what I'm saying? You waste your time. You wasting life. So let's stop assuming. Let's make some confirmations. And if you can't confirm it, then you kind of want to just leave it up in the air and see what happens. Don't hold on to it so much that you believe it's going to happen, that when it doesn't happen, it breaks you. So let's not make those assumptions. Number 3, don't take anything personal. Trinkles right down from don't make assumptions. Don't take things personal. A lot of people all the time. People hurt people's feelings all the time. People say words that you don't want to hear all the time. Don't take things personal. You never know what's going on in somebody else's life, what's going on in somebody else's mind, what happened in the background, what's going on with the day right now that makes things just go wild. And if you take things personal, all it's going to do is just hold you back. It's going to really it's really going to hurt your feelings. Definitely if your boss comes in one day and yells at you for something that you feel you had nothing to do with, don't be mad and feel that you messed up. Maybe she's just having a bad day, Don't take it personal. Step back, take a breath, and just, separate yourself from that feeling. And a lot of times, definitely for me personally, when I stopped taking things personal, I realized that I was tripping for nothing. I was thinking about negative thoughts, and the negative thoughts were making me take things personal. And, that was not the case at all. Prime example, bros came over today. We was hanging out a little bit. And, I know he wasn't too chatty, but my mindset is I forgot he got his teeth messed up. So, I'm trying to talk to him. I know he's a little short, and I'm like, oh, man, I hope he's okay. I hope I didn't make him mad. But then I had to finally realize that, his teeth are gone out of his mouth. His mouth hurt. He don't want to talk like that, But if I would have took it personal, I would have been like, damn, I'm not entertaining to it, bro. He must be mad at me. I must have did something, whatever. But it's like, nah, let me not take it personal. Let me just love him the way he is and enjoy my time. Then finally it comes out like, oh, yeah, he popped a pill. And I was like, oh, your teeth messed up. I forgot, bro. I took it personal. That was my fault, So, yes, what things are you taking personal in life that are you taking too personal? Are you taking your job too personal? Are you taking the bad situation you're in too personal? It's okay. Let it go. Just take a deep breath, let it go, and just understand it's all a part of the process of life. Whatever's going on is part of the process. It's probably a test just to see how you react. And you taking things personal could probably have you breaking that test. So, yes, let's not take things personal. Last but not least, always do your best. And I think this is like one of the most beautiful agreements to wrap up a lot, because people don't always give their best. A lot of times we half-ass stuff, and when we half-ass it or we do just enough to get by, that's what keeps us in this rut, in this mindset, in this state of, I'm not getting to where I want to be. And it's like, you have to learn to give your all in whatever you're doing right now. Whatever the case may be, maybe that's dinner, that's cleaning your house, that's at work. Shit, that's driving. What if you're driving and you don't do your best while you're driving? Car accident, right? You know what I'm saying? What if the pilot didn't do his best when he was flying? He was like, "Oh, I'm a half-ass fly this plane today." You're not making it to your destination, you know? So it's like, always do your best, definitely whatever you have going at hand right now, you know? If you're at work and you're clocked in from 9 to 5, do the best you can from that 9 to 5, you know? Because that's going to make you, one, make your time feel more accomplished. Two, people are going to see that you're giving your all and you're doing your best. And three, karma is going to work out for you. That good vibration is going to go out to the universe, and that hard work is going to come back and pay off for you. So I suggest to always do your best. Even if you're tired and you're pushing yourself to do something, do your best. Didn't feel like going to the gym today, but you made it. Now that I'm here, let me do the best I can while I'm here to make this time worthy. Because the last thing anybody wants to feel is the thought of wasting time. So why do you want to feel like you're wasting your time because you're not giving all the best that you can be at that time? So don't waste your time. Don't waste other people's time. Do all that you can with that time. So, you know, like I said, I highly suggest that everybody goes out and read this book. It's not a big book at all. It's a short paperback, probably about 100-something pages. But you know what? It's full of so much knowledge. He has plenty more examples to explain the 4 agreements I just talked about today. I didn't do a good job at all explaining these. The book does a way better job, so I highly recommend you guys go check it out. But I promise you, these 4 agreements will help change your life. I actually have them written on my wall. You know, don't be impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. Don't take anything personal. Always do your best. And I aim for that every single day, to try to practice the 4 agreements. And I want to throw in a bonus tip for the day. The bonus tip for today is get your hands moving. So the way I look at this right here is the idea that, yes, you may not want to do something. Yes, you may be dreading something. Yes, you're feeling lazy or you're feeling tired. But I've really learned that if you just start moving and get your hands moving, the energy will come. The feeling that you're looking for will come. And next thing you know, you will figure out that you completed the task that you were dreading to do just because you just got your hands moving. And, you know, prime example that happened with me this weekend was cleaning up my house. I didn't want to clean my house up. I didn't want to sweep, mop, do the dishes, wash the bathroom, clean the toilet. I didn't want to do all that stuff. But you know what, though? I kind of just woke up and was like, man, let me just start somewhere. So I just started with the dishes. Started off by emptying the dishwasher. Then filling the sink up. Then washing the dishes. And then I was like, okay, let me start dusting a little bit. And then let me go to the bathroom. And all I did was keep my hands moving. And then next thing I know, I'm just flowing through my cleaning. Not even think about how tired I was at the beginning of it. Or, you know, I get hit with the thought of like, man, I'm so happy I didn't just sit on the couch and lay down. Because if I did, this would never got done. So, yes, just get your hands moving, people. You know, you're at work, you're tired, you don't feel like doing it. Just start and get your hands moving. And then once you get your hands moving, you will start to feel that feeling of that energy start to come to you. And I know John Maxwell says it the best. You don't have to feel your way into acting, but act your way into feeling. So just start taking those actions and let the feelings come. And majority of the time, once you start, the feelings that you want to feel will come. The feeling of energy, the feeling of feeling accomplished, the feeling of completing something, that will come. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's not be stationary. Let's keep our hands moving. Let's keep improving. Let's always do our best, not make assumptions. Don't take things personal and be impeccable with our word. And I feel that we have a lot of great things coming for us if we can just keep our minds right. So yes, I just want to thank everybody out there for listening today. Sorry again for the short message. We have some great interviews lined up for you dropping next week. I'm not going to give no spoilers because I don't like to give out spoilers. I like the people to be surprised. So please make sure you check out the next week Just Keep Sipping podcast. Also make sure you check out 1-3's latest album, Heavenly Connection, available now on SoundCloud. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you missing out. The beats are starting to get snatched up. People are already paying for them, trying to rap on them. Don't miss your opportunity now. Make sure to check out 1-3, get your beats today, and get a part of this new Vegas connection that's blowing real big right now. We're taking off, baby. With all that being said, any questions, comments, concern, you already know, so it was on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, JKS Podcast 702 at gmail.com. Hope you have an amazing day, a wonderful afternoon, a blissful evening, and remember, just keep swimming.